Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be repotting so many plants, so we're just going to get straight into it. The first plant that I'm starting with is this Philodendron Splendid that I've had in water, and it's put out 2 leaves for me while it's been in the water at the same time. It was actually really cool to watch, and they both came out looking pretty healthy, all things considered, but I think it's ready to get some nutrients and to be put into some soil. So let's get going. So I found a big chunk of orchid bark. I'm going to stick that at the bottom of this pot, and that should hopefully help there not be soil everywhere. And then I'm going to decide between 2 of these moss bowls that I made the other day. I'm going to put it with this one. I mean, they're pretty much the same. And we'll get, let's see. Take it out of here. This is what the roots look like, if you can see. And yeah, I hope it'll do well in here. This is kind of a big, it'll be good. Okay, so actually I'm going to put this guy in this little bowl. This is a pot actually, to keep it safe for now. And I've got my tub of soil here. I mix around the different soils that I use, and I try new things. This is a mix of 2 different types of Fox Farm soil, extra perlite, extra orchid bark, and it's very it dries very quickly, and I think my plants like that, but I do struggle with keeping them watered. And since this is terracotta, I'm mildly nervous that this soil will be too well draining, but I mean, there's only one way to find out, I guess. And the plants that I do have in this soil are really happy, so I mean, I can't complain too much. I just need to water them more, and I can work on that. I think this is gonna work. I'm just kind of holding up the plant against the moss pool. I've never put a plant this tiny on the moss pool, but I kind of just want to get it started, you know, helping it grow upwards, even if it doesn't really attach to it for a while. So I think it will do well. I will say this is also the first moss pole I have that uses sphagnum, and then I'm actually planning on trying to keep moist, but I made this moss pole a few days ago and it's already bone dry. So I think it's gonna be hard to actually keep it moist. Oop. Yes, I am doing this on my kitchen table. I will clean it after. I usually do this kind of thing outside, but since I'm filming, it's easier to film indoors for sure. I'm a little nervous about just getting the moss pole stable, because the last thing I want to happen is the moss pole, you know, falls over and takes the plant with it or something like that. I'm also leaving on a trip soon, and so I'm hoping that this stays moist. I think I'm only going to be gone for like Friday through Tuesday. How many days is that? 5 days. So I might have to have my boyfriend water these just because they're fresh propagations. I do try to keep them moist. I'll probably have him check on them for me. I think the little Splendid is ready to go. I am going to wait to actually attach it to the moss pole, I think. But I do have little bobby pins that I think I'm going to pin it to the moss pole, I think, eventually. I'm actually going to get a bit more soil on the back there. Okay, now we're really done. And it looks really cute. I'm really excited about this plant. I'm hoping it will grow for a really long time and I'll be able to help it mature. And I don't know, we'll just hope for the best. Oh, I set it down. I'm just really excited about how this looks with a cute little tiny moss pole. I can't get over it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna stare at that for a while. But we've got stuff to do. We've got things to do, places to be, not really, just things to do. So I'm gonna go grab our next plant. Our next plant is this variegated Maranta. I love prayer plants, so I'm very excited about this one. It's been fairly ready to be potted up for a while, and I've been putting this off, so happy to be getting this done today, but it's going to go into this pot that I bought from someone off of Facebook. I bought like a bunch of pots off of someone on Facebook, so this is one of those, and I think it's gonna look really cute. I have it with this little bamboo tray. So for this guy, I am going to mix in a bit more of a moisture retentive soil. So I'm going to use my big tub of soil, but I'm also just going to mix in something that's going to hold on to moisture a bit better, because these guys don't really like to dry out, and I'm really bad about keeping up with watering. So we're just going to make our soil match my watering style, which is what I would recommend anybody do. Ugh. She's a beaut. I can't wait for more leaves to pop out on this guy. Yeah, we need a little more soil. This is just going to be my little storage space, I guess, for plants today. I also thought it would be interesting to talk about my least favorite thing about owning houseplants. And then probably my favorite thing would probably be a more positive thing to talk about. But my least favorite thing is something that I feel like other people have probably noticed, but I haven't heard a lot of people talk about. And it's like, you have to water your plants and you have to keep up with watering them. And you can't take breaks from that. Like, if you don't water your plants, they're not going to be happy with you. And watering plants can be pretty easy. Like, I mean, you can take your plants into the shower and water them and boom, you're done. Or, I mean, you can just have a watering can. You don't even have to move your plants, and you just take the watering can over, water your plants, and move on with your life. But a lot of the things that are kind of add-ons to owning plants that like might help make your plants even happier involve water. And so that's like making watering more complicated, you know? So adding mosquito bits to your water if you have a fungus gnat problem. Fertilizing, I think this is the worst for me, because you don't want to fertilize your plants every week, most likely, but not all of your plants need watered at the same time, and it's just very hard for me to keep track of like what plants have been fertilized when. And then the other aspect of that is that when you both, either if you're putting mosquito bits in your water or fertilizing, there's like a ratio, right? Like you have to pre-mix it. And it's difficult to know like how much water am I going to water, how much water do I need for all of my plants like before you're mixing it, because you don't want to end up with a bunch of like leftover fish fertilized water, because then you have to store that, or like I don't know if you're even supposed to store it. So that is the thing that I dislike the most. Just that, I don't know, it's just so much work to try and get the right amount of those things. So like mix up the right amount of fertilizer and mix up the right amount of mosquito bits and not have anything left over. And then it just adds another step, and I don't love that. And you know, you can also add on to that if you're somebody who uses distilled water, or like what I do is I use fridge water and I leave it out for 24 hours, and it just like adds another step. And I will continue doing it. Like, obviously fertilizing my plants is good for them. I've been trying the mosquito bit thing lately. But yeah, I would say that's my least favorite thing. But I feel like we should go on to a happier topic now, which would be my favorite thing. And I'm also done with this little plant. I think it looks so good. I hope it's so happy in here. Let's hope for the best for this little guy. I think it's gonna do great. You might recognize this green Maranta from a plant chores video that I made a while back. And what I did in that video was I added some extra soil in the bottom just to kind of lift it up in this pot. I'm actually gonna put it in this pot now. And my reasoning for that is that I don't think this plant is particularly happy. What I've noticed with prayer plants is that when they're really happy, they're praying, especially with Marantas and my rattlesnake calathea in particular. When they're happy, their praying motion is very obvious. And I have a red Maranta that's like 2 feet away from this guy that was in this same size pot that I potted in this same pot, and it is doing so much better than this one. And I think this one, I don't know, I just think it's gonna do well. Oh geez, There's a fungus gnat. Oh my gosh, it scared me. I just think this one is going to do so much better in this pot, but I mean that we'll find out, I suppose. Okay, and yes, is this kind of a big pot, like kind of a big pot for this to be put in? Yes, but I think it's going to do just fine after it settles in a bit. I was originally going to wait until spring to do this, but I don't, the roots are like, they were wrapped around the bottom a bit. Yeah, I'm not going to disturb the roots too much. I'm just going to add some more soil. And also for this one, I'm going to be using my Box Farms mix and then mixing in more of like a moisture retentive mix as well. My favorite thing about owning plants, I feel like, is less interesting probably because it's just not that interesting. I love new growth so much. It's my favorite thing. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that when I keep up with posting, which is not all the time, I am often posting photos of new leaves that I'm getting because it just makes me so excited. So that's my favorite thing. And then, I don't know, just how different all the plants are, I really like too. So it's a lot less interesting than my least favorite thing, but it's happier to think of the favorite things probably. All right, I think we're done. I think it'll be really happy in here. But I guess we'll find out. Now, we're gonna look at my crispy avocado tree. Yeah, this was a casualty. All of the leaves are really crispy. It just didn't get watered, and I think maybe it needs a new pot. There's a couple roots growing at the bottom. I don't know. We're going to see. I have a pot to put it in, but we're just going to take a look at the roots and kind of see where we're at. I'm really struggling to get this out of the pot. I am going to go outside because I think this is going to get really messy. I'll be right back. So I ended up just dumping most of the pot out and like poking it from the bottom. And was it the most root bound plant? No, but I do think it would like to just have more space to grow downwards because you can see where it was starting to circle the bottom, which I didn't think about it, but that does mean this pot is free. I don't have anything to put in this right now, but I might have put the variegated Maranta in here if I had thought this through. Oh well, I'm going to put the avocado tree in here and give it a bit more space, and we'll see how it goes, I guess. I really don't know whether that thing's gonna live. All of the leaves are so crispy, but all we can do is try, and I suppose I did grow it from the pit for free, so, you know, or I guess for the cost of an avocado, but yeah, I can always do it again, but I would really like this guy to grow because it took months to get it this big. I did also want to take this time to thank you all for all of the recent love on all of my plant shopping videos. It definitely seems like you guys really like those, and I really enjoy them. It gives me a reason to get out of the house. So I can definitely keep plant shopping videos coming, and I am planning on doing a plant tour. What's the word? I don't know, showing you all of the plants in my house at some point. I was actually getting prepared to do that, and then we started renovations on my house. So now, once the renovations are over, or at least mostly over, that's when I'll do the tour. But anyway, if you do have other videos that you'd like to see from me, please let me know, and I will see what I can do. All right, I think I'm going to leave it like that. It's got some more space for the roots to grow down, more soil so it won't dry out so quickly, and I think it should hopefully do okay in here. We will see. The next plant that we're going to be putting in a pot is this Epipremnum skeleton key. This is very juvenile, and in order to get it to mature, I needed to let it grow up, so that's the plan. So I have a little moss pole for it as well. The Epipremnum skeleton key was one of my wish list plants for a long time, so I was really excited when I saw a cutting. It really wasn't that long, I guess, before I found one. It was a few months. It was a wish list plant for a few months before I found one. I should probably see if this will fit. Oh, I forgot about the moss pole. Let's get that in there. I did also make this one a little bit shorter. I just cut some of the bamboo that was at the bottom off. This does have kind of the beginnings of aerial roots, which is really exciting. Oof, and that's a long root. I should have not put so much soil on the bottom of this. All right, we're sticking the plant in, at least partially. And also the moss pole. Just trying to think about how this guy is actually going to want to grow up this pole. And it is already like halfway up it. So that's something to think about. Maybe I should have made this a taller moss pole, but what can you do? I have been playing so much Animal Crossing again. They came out with a new update recently, and it was a huge update, like overwhelming. And yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to get back into it. Basically, me with Animal Crossing, I play tons and tons of Animal Crossing and then like none at all for months. And I've always been like that. I've played every Animal Crossing game since the GameCube version. It's always been my favorite game ever. So yeah, the new updates have been really awesome. Let me know if any of you guys play Animal Crossing. There is this really cute, it almost looks like an IKEA greenhouse cabinet now in the game because part of the update was some new furniture items. I don't have it yet, but like I'm in these like greenhouse Facebook groups and everyone's freaking out over the Animal Crossing like IKEA greenhouse cabinet. It's adorable. And speaking of IKEA greenhouse cabinets, I really want one. I wanted one for a while and I just could not figure out where the best place in my house would be, and was like, we don't really have the space for that. I don't know, but I did some looking on their website, and what I always see people have is the Melisbo cabinet, which I feel like I don't have a good spot for. But what I want is the Fabricor Tall, I think it is. I'll put a picture of it up here. I think it would really fit in with the vibe of my living room, which has some like industrialness going on, I guess. But I can't find them for sale anywhere. I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace and I've checked to see if they're in stock at any IKEA that's near me, and I don't live close to an IKEA, so I'd have to drive hours to get to one. And it doesn't look like any are in stock, and then none of them are able to be shipped, which is really unfortunate. I have these bobby pins to get this plant to stick to the moss pole, and I can't get the little box open. Oh, I can't get it open because it's taped. That'll do it. So anyway, if you have any tips on how to get a very specific greenhouse cabinet, let me know. But what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to take this bobby pin and at least just get this one stem up so it's kind of sticking up. I don't think I really realized how big this plant was in comparison to the Splendid until now I'm seeing it up here like this. Yeah, it's hitting the bamboo pole in the back, so I don't know if this will work or not. The other option is Velcro garden tape, but I like that the bobby pin, you know, kind of blends in with the black mesh. There we go. That should work, maybe. Yeah, the bobby pin's too long. There we go. Okay. So I got one in. Oh, no. Thought I just broke a stem. All right. I think it's doing pretty good. I'm just shaking it to see if the moss pole is stable. But as this plant matures, the leaves start to look like skeleton keys. That's where it gets its name. But we've got a little moss pole. I definitely should have put this on a taller moss pole, but this is what we've got for now. It's already almost at the top of it, but it's fine. It's fine. Hopefully she'll be good at least until spring. This is a fun one. This is my Philodendron Painted Lady, which became a wishlist plant for me after my first Ted Lair rare plant shopping video. And it put out this little tiny leaf ball in this sphagnum moss, and I really want to get it in an actual pot. So it's going to go in here. I think it's going to look so cute. I don't actually know how to get all of the sphagnum off. That's kind of the question. I'm gonna go get like a bowl or something. Okay, back with a bowl. I'm gonna just try to, oof. How do people do this? I've heard that this is why some people don't propagate ever with sphagnum, is because this process is not fun. So if you have any tips, because this is my first time having to do this. Yeah, we're just being really gentle. Okay, I'm gonna soak this and we'll repot something else in the meantime. Our next victim is this ficus. It's currently just chilling in this nursery pot that's inside of here. And the main reason why I'm repotting this one is because this soil mixture that it's in is like really difficult for me to get my fingers in. I probably won't disturb it too much because ficus can sometimes be quite finicky and don't like things to change, but I do kind of want to change the soil mixture at least a little bit. All right, so I just went and knocked some of the soil off of it, not all of it, because again, I just don't want this to be too mad at me. I know it's gonna be mad at me after this, and yeah. This Ficus Triangularis is so temperamental, and it does not like anything changing. Oh shoot. This pot came with like a nice little mesh thing, and I just moved it, and so got a bunch of soil on the bottom there, but should be fine now. I've also noticed that this Ficus Triangularis likes a lot more water than my other ficuses. I think I only have a few more plants left to do, which is really exciting. And then I gotta go water pretty much all of my plants, and I've got some work to do on our renovation in my office sunroom area. I'm hoping to be able to use that room soon, hopefully. Right now it's just full of like construction stuff, and I had to move all of my furniture to other areas around the house, and like, I don't know, if you've ever lived in a construction zone, it's not fun, and this is literally just one room. Like, I cannot imagine like renovating a kitchen and not being able to use your fridge or like any of your kitchen appliances would be way worse, and this is already like annoying enough that it's really annoying. I don't know how else to put it. So yeah, I can't imagine living in something worse than just like not being able to use my office. So if you've ever lived in a renovation zone, like hats off to you, because it just sounds so stressful. I'm gonna try to get, there's soil like stuck here. This is such a cute pot, but there's a little gap here. I'm just actually going to leave that soil and spray it off with a sink hose later. Oh, but it's done. I could show you. It's lost so many leaves since I purchased it, but that's okay. Hopefully it'll like that soil a little more. This next plant is also one that's not super happy with me. I'm probably going to like clean it up a little, but this is my Alocasia Black Ninja, which is my first Alocasia. It is sport variegated, so it's very sad that it's not doing too hot. And this is another one that I just feel like the mix that it's in doesn't really vibe with me very well, so I'm going to change it, and I might put it in a slightly bigger pot, like maybe this. We're gonna see what the roots look like. I think I'm inhaling dirt. Oh, I'm gonna do this also outside. Be back. The soil fell off very easily, and this is what we're working with. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, and I actually think I have 2 plants in here, which is kind of exciting. But you know, she's lost a lot of leaves, which is definitely sad, and like crispy tips. There's some of the sport variegation on this leaf. You can see like the top part is dark and the bottom part is lighter. I had more leaves that were variegated like that, but they died. So you win some and you lose some. I did also recently move it to my bathroom, which gets a good amount of light. So I'm hoping it likes the higher humidity in my bathroom as well. With a big stick. I think I'm going to call that a day, and we'll just see how it does. Wish me luck. Let's check on our painted lady next. I think soaking in water did help at least a little. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. Oh my gosh, wait, yeah, that helped a lot. I feel like I'm never gonna get all of this off, and I know people worry about leaving the sphagnum on, like, because sphagnum obviously is gonna hold water more than like a well-draining soil will. But I don't know, I'm not the most worried about the sphagnum staying. I wish I could get it all off, but I just don't think it's possible. All right, I think we're going to hope that that's good enough. I think this is gonna look so cute in this little pot too. I'm excited. Yeah, there's only one more plant left, so I feel so happy that I'm finally doing this. How cute is this? How cute is this in this pot? I do kind of wish I could get this leaf to stand up. Maybe I can. Put like a little piece of orchid bark under there to prop it up. All right, I think it's going to do great. It looks so cute. I'm so excited. And it has a little square tray. Very excited about that one. And we're ready for the last plant, which is actually been right next to me the whole time. So this is the Philodendron Brandtianum that I just bought from Lowe's very recently. And it came in a pot, but I took it out of the pot. I feel like it deserves... The pot that it came in was kind of like a cement looking pot, which I did really like, but not really with this plant. And so I'm saving that pot for something else. And I felt like this plant deserved something a little more, I don't know, something that would match the leaves better. So we're going with this. I'm gonna do the same thing and go take some of the soil off of this plant. I'll be right back. That soil was wet. I think it's going to like this well-draining soil so much more. So I'm glad I'm switching this out. I think I'll probably want to take off some of the more damaged leaves on this guy as well, but not right now. I have this really cute pot that's shaped like it's really big. Not really big, but you can't see my face. It's pretty big and it's shaped like a coffee cup and it's so cute. And I really wanted to put this plant in that coffee cup and put it over with like a little coffee bar that has our coffee machine, espresso machine, coffee grinder, and like syrups and stuff like that. And I thought it'd be so cute to have a plant in that little cup, and I thought this plant would look so good, but the pot was too big, so maybe this guy will grow more and I'll be able to put it in there like sooner rather than later. That would be really fun. That's the last plant. We repotted so many. I don't know how many plants that was. But yeah, what a good, productive Sunday morning. Thank you so much for watching this video if you made it all the way to the end. And I guess now I gotta go water all of these plants plus the rest of my collection because they really need it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.